Okay, everybody, Rosa Parra back, coming at you from Las Vegas, Nevada, still covering CinemaCon 2025. And now it's time to talk a little bit about the Warner Brothers presentation. Easily one of the most anticipated ones of CinemaCon for obvious reasons. Superman. Presentation started with the president of Global Distribution, Jeff Goldstein, and just simply talking about Warner Brothers Animation, New Line Cinema, Warner Brothers Studios, and DC Studios, and just presenting us a montage of all the upcoming films, including F1, Superman, Bride and Frankenstein, or in this case, The Bride, Minecraft, Mortal Kombat, Sinners, Cat in the Hat, and they briefly talk about Minecraft, which is releasing this weekend. They described it as fun and funny, so I haven't seen the movie yet, so I really can't say how good or not good is this film. They went on to the movie Sinners, which is directed by Ryan Coogler. This is his fifth collaboration with Michael B. Jordan, releasing on April 18th. We didn't see anything regarding the movie. We were just shown a video message from Ryan Coogler stating that this was his personal love letter to cinema and that this movie was one of his most personal ones because for him, he was paying homage to some of his family members and that he just can't wait for us to watch the movie. And that's all we were giving on that film. Let's see. So from there on, released in the September, we have Paul Thomas Anderson. Next film titled One Battle After Another. To my surprise, we were introduced to Regina Hall, Tiana Taylor, and Leonardo DiCaprio. They were all in attendance, and they were briefly talking about their respective characters. Leo was talking, he was uh, slightly letting he was telling us how he had been eager to work with PTA for a couple of years now, and that this is the movie that he was very happy to have done it in this film because he appreciates very much the scope and the scale and very much the political psyche of this movie. And also, something that he acknowledges and is very appreciative is that Paul Thomas Anderson allows a lot of his actors to improvise and to also collaborate. So there's this camaraderie, but also this opportunity for actors to work with the director, which is something apparently that not a lot of movies are willing to do. When there's a script and there's a director and it's rigid, then that's it for a lot of the movies. But apparently with PTA, then it's not as all said and done. Regina Hall seemed very gracious about, again, the collaborative effort, and she was saying nothing but great things about her colleagues. Tiana Taylor, she just shared that her character is very unlikable and that she also had a lot of good experiences and a very good time in this movie. The film is set to release September 26th, and they did show us a clip of the movie, which was just Leonardo DiCaprio on the phone trying to negotiate something with someone. And Benicio del Toro is in this movie as well, so he was part of the clip as well. And from what we can see, Leo, obviously, overly heavily dramatic role in this movie. And Benicio del Toro, I mean, Benicio del Toro is one of the most consistent actors of our times. And I'm pretty sure he's not gonna disappoint in this movie either. So, a very tense, very dramatic, but also it was funny, funnier than I was expecting it to be. And then they showed us a trailer, which obviously the scope is huge, and it's politics, it's revolutionaries, and it's a little bit of everything. It's going to be very, very heavy. That is for certain. And then from there, we go on with Maggie Gyllenhaal and Jesse Buckley, who come out to talk about The Bride, which is the Bride of Frankenstein movie, or Maggie Gyllenhaal's take on the film. Not the film, I'm sorry, about her take on this character. She quickly told us the anecdote of her going to, I believe it was a party or going somewhere, and she saw how a guy had the Bride of Frankenstein tattooed in his arm. And she went ahead, went to her house, watched the movie, and noticed that in the movie of The Bride of Frankenstein, the Bride of Frankenstein indeed is in the film for only 3 minutes and says not a single word. So she was then incentivized to give her own take, to learn a little bit about this character, learn more about her, and perhaps present her in a different manner, in a different sense. And I mean, just the stills alone, you can tell that this is going to be a very stylish and very different, unique take on this character. They showed us a trailer and certain clips, and this looks incredible. It looks like something that's going to be my cup of tea. I've been seeing a lot of people describe it as this is how they wanted the Joker and Harley Quinn love story to be depicted. And I can agree with that. I won't take credit for an idea that's not mine. So I wanted to give credit to certain people that I saw it posted online. And I think that's the best way to describe it. It looks very stylish, but also very punk, and it looks brutal. We saw, there was a lot of gore, a lot of brutality in it, but it's unique, and it might have some elements of art, of artsy takes on certain things. So this movie looked pretty darn amazing, and I cannot wait for it to come out. I believe it has a March 26th of next year release. It was shot on IMAX, and yeah, Maggie Gyllenhaal looked incredibly excited about this. So, I mean, after that trailer, I was sold. I am so on board for this. And then there was a Richard Brainer came out for New Line Cinema. They just briefly told us Mortal Kombat 2 releases this October. The Conjuring releases September. And then they showed us a clip for Final Destination Bloodlines. I will be fully transparent. I've seen only maybe one or two of the Final Destination movies. They are not my thing. They showed us a clip. I believe it was like a 5 minute clip. And just to give you guys a little context, is two brothers who try to defy or cheat death by one of them trying to technically die in a hospital. So there is a higher probability of them being resuscitated in the hospital, which, I mean, not a bad idea. And what unfolds in that hospital is just it's something that I haven't stopped thinking about it since I watched it. It's very brutal, and the fact that it happened in a hospital and that I work in a hospital now, I can't get that thing out of my head. And so one of the brothers tries, because he has a peanut allergy, he tries to eat a chocolate, I think it's a peanut butter cup, and he tries to eat it, gets the allergic reaction. He wants to be dead, then gets his medicine, and hopefully that way he's dead and he technically dies. So now that he's been resuscitated, there is nothing that can come back to him or whatever. So the concept was interesting. Everything that unfolded was just brutal, brutally gory, brutally blood. It was just everywhere. And that clip further cemented the reason why I don't like watching these movies. but I have to admit it was pretty darn brilliant and something I had not thought about. It has to do with metal and magnets and oh man, those. Uh, it was just pretty brutal. I won't be seeing the movie just because it's not my cup of tea. I don't like to sit in a movie theater just to watch people die in such a gory and graphic way just for the sake of it. So the clip was pretty darn awesome, to be honest. But I won't be watching the movie. So just to let y'all know, if you want to go check it out, go see it. You won't be disappointed. I'm pretty sure. And the next thing that was up for Warner Brothers was F1, which is directed by Joseph Kosinski, some director of Top Gun Maverick, starring Brad Pitt, who not only produces and stars in the film, but he also apparently does a lot of his own stunts. So he is driving in this movie, and like I think it's 180 miles per hour. Showed us the first 10 minutes. They look okay. Very give me a lot of Top Gun Maverick vibes. But is it something I'm going to be running out to the theater to watch? Not necessarily. But it does look very promising and very well shot, particularly with all that racing. And it makes you, I think it does a good enough job to hook you to see what's going to happen next. What is this character going to do? And how is the journey eventually going to unfold? But other than that, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this. I just thought it was simply okay.